Hi everyone. So this is the second part to the dream that I had. And I was saying that I kind of had like a little testimony and it was kind of a unique experience in my other video. So I just want to explain that first before I continue on with my dreams so that you know what I mean. So I woke up and it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I had this incredible urge to read the Bible, pray, worship God, and dance. And it felt kind of odd that I had the urge to dance, but nonetheless, I got on my knees and I read Psalms 35 and 36. And then I prayed to God and I still felt like I had that urge to dance. So I went downstairs and I sat in the living room, down on a chair, in the corner of the living room, in the dark. And I was just thinking about dancing and I was talking to God and I was saying like, you know, God, I kind of feel silly, embarrassed, like the angels are going to be looking at me dancing and, you know, if I'm doing something that you didn't really want me to do, I pray that you just let me know if I was out of line so that I'll know for the next time what you wanted or what to look out for so that I can understand you better and know you better, you know? So anyway, 3:30 in the morning, I get up and I start swaying back and forth, just like, you know, kind of take my feet back and forth on the floor in the dark in kind of like the corner of the living room. And I did that till 3:45 and I was gonna stop, but then I said, you know what, I still feel the urge. And you know when you feel like the Holy Spirit or what you believe is the Holy Spirit kind of trying to make a work in your life kind of thing, you're like, you want to continue. You don't want to stop that. So I kept dancing until 3:50 and then I'd stopped. I felt like that was good and I had said, God, if I'm out of line again, please tell me. I said, like, don't show me anything like a dream or something like that, because I said, I'm really gonna believe that it's what you wanted me to do, you know? So obviously praying about it first, you know, but still I wanted God to really know how I felt about everything. And I told him, like, I feel really embarrassed and silly because it's like 3:30 in the morning and here I am dancing in the corner of the living room, like, you know? So I go upstairs and I was thinking, you know, God, I really think that I might have made a mistake. And he said, no, you didn't make a mistake. So then I was like, well, I really think that I might have. And he's like, Amy, you didn't. Like, you didn't. So I was like, okay. When I heard him say you didn't for the second time, I said, okay. So then I fell asleep and I had a dream about the first part that I shared with you guys, about the alcohol. And then I'm gonna share the rest right now that I had. So from afar, the scene had skipped, and from afar I could see Jesus Christ and he was carrying the cross. And it looked like the crucifixion scene that the Bible explains. And as the cross was coming up, I could see beside Christ's cross another cross, and it was a spiritual cross, and it was an upside down cross. And when I seen it, I really knew at that moment, I really had this like insight of how much, and I was thinking about too when I woke up, of how much the devil really, really wanted Jesus Christ to fail, especially on the cross. Because, you know, the crucifixion was his biggest trial, and I just really had that knowledge that the devil really, really, really wanted Jesus to fail. So then the dream had skipped to another scene, and it was a scene where I'd seen like the sky, and it was all blue with white fluffy clouds. And I seen like a bunch of 2x4s or 2x6s, and they were all horizontal, and there were some of them that were vertical, but the ones that were vertical were much, much shorter than the ones that were horizontal. It was kind of, it looked like a ladder. And I could see Jesus, and like the scene went from kind of colorful to black and white, and I could see his face, and I could see that he was struggling. And he was holding on to the first like 2x6 or 2x4, and I could see his full hands holding it, like he had a good grip. And then all of a sudden I could just see his 4 fingers holding it, and then just his fingertips. And then I could see him slip. So then he slipped and he went to the next 2x6 or 2x4. And then he was grabbing that one, he held on to it as long as he could, and then he slipped again. And then I noticed after a while that he was doing it intentionally. So I don't really know what that was about, but I knew after a while that he was doing it intentionally. Like it was as if he knew that he couldn't stop now, kind of thing. So I seen him, and he was starting in the sky, and he was working his way down to the earth. And I could see Jesus physically in this way going down this ladder. And then I seen a gap. I seen another 2x6 or 2x4, and then I seen a gap, and then I seen another one. And I didn't know, I was wondering, like, I never really realized about that gap. Like, I acknowledged it, but I didn't know what it was for. How it was there, like, for that reason, for a reason. So, excuse me, sorry about that. So then when I seen Christ going from the 2x4 or 6 and going down from the other one where that gap was in between, I seen Christ physically, and then once he passed that gap, it was the Holy Spirit. Still Christ, but in spirit. And I could see the Holy Spirit going down the ladder, or the 2x6s, whatever you want to call it, to the earth. So, just really interesting, and just made me feel like I appreciate the Holy Spirit, for everything that we do in our life and for all the sin that God has to endure. It's a lot. But those are the dreams that I had, and I just wanted to share them with everyone. I thought they were interesting. Let me know what you guys think, or if you've had any dreams similar to that, or anything at all. So I hope you all have a good day, and God bless.